So my name is Rachel Cutskill, and I am the owner and creator of Fit Instincts, which is you're in one part of it. This is our studio part of it, and then we've got our clinic down the hall. And so that's kind of where, well, everything takes place in both sections. And I've had the wonderful opportunity to meet Dr. Donna Hinders, Chandra McComb, and Dr. Amber Golshani through the years of working. They're colleagues, they're friends, business cohorts, all of the above. So you'll get to hear from clients, clients of each other. And so you'll get a chance to hear from all of us today because each one of us has different components as to the Pueblo Nerve Project and some add-ons and addendums to what we're going to be doing. So the Pueblo Nerve Project, there's this huge why and why it's here, why now. The inspiration came from a newspaper clipping in the Denver Post that had, do you have neuropathy pain? And it has, some really good modalities for neuropathy pain. Because what we have learned through the years that no matter where your neuropathy is stemming from, there are different courses of action that our modern medicine has tried to help with and really to no avail, right? So it's like, well, you can try this. Tell us what you think. You can try this. And from clients that I've had throughout the years, from friends I've had throughout the years, none of that stuff seems to be working, right? When you work in this field and you're as enthusiastic about helping people as we all are, you read about this stuff all the time. You spend your evenings diving into other research. Let me just double check to see. And I wonder if, okay, we've got Kathleen on. So hi, Kathleen, we just started. Thanks for joining us.
Did you get recorded?
It is recording, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for that. So yeah, so, really to no avail with our modern medical model. And it's here at Fit Instincts, we try to really focus on the root causes of stuff. And so neuropathy pain is not necessarily treating it, isn't really treating the root cause of what's causing it. But I thought, okay, abandon your mission to only ever looking at root causes, because this is something that affects a lot of people. I've watched it personally, I've watched it in clients, I've watched it in friends, and it can be debilitating to the point that it decreases quality of life. That's usually when I start seeing people in my clinic is, oh, I used to garden, and every year I got more and more limited until last year I couldn't garden at all. I used to do this activity until I finally decreased in it so much that I'm not doing it at all. And what an unfortunate place to be in. And we can always reverse and do better. We can always do better for our bodies. Our bodies are designed to heal if we just give it the right components. And so looking at this post in the Denver, the article in the Denver Post, I thought, well, why don't we do this in Pueblo? We have so many modalities here. I know amazing practitioners already here. We have clinics all over the place. We have the capacity to do this in Pueblo where nobody thinks anybody in Pueblo is going to do anything. Let's just start it. Let's do it. So that's where then we dove into just all of the studies throughout the past decade is really where I limited it, was in the last 10 years, what works? What do independent studies show works? Then we were fortunate enough to get the Beamer, which is a PEMF device, which is a pulsed electromagnetic frequency device, through Dr. Donna Hinders, and allowed us to use this in the clinic and try it out on some of our clients. Try it out on myself first, patient first, and then always with the clients. And what we noticed is a couple of people who had neuropathy right away, immediately, said my neuropathy pain is diminishing. I can sleep through the night now. I can go on my walks without pain. Things like that. And I thought, I mean, obviously there's something to this, and there's tons of studies on this particular device as well. So then that was also part of it. It's like, well, how can we go further? So then it's the movement component, and it's the nutrition component, and all of these decade-long studies that showcase time and time again, participants felt decreased neuropathy pain, or the progression of the nerve, I guess it retarded the progression of the nerve pain in a lot of this. So it was really fascinating, it was really exciting, and it was so hopeful to be able to look at things that are so simple and say, let's put it all together in the Pueblo Nerve Project and let's offer it to the people. And this is going to be intense. This is not going to be, oh, you can come once in a while and see if it works, because that will help, but we want you to feel better. We want you to feel better in 3 months, and we want you to feel like you haven't felt in years. And we know that we can give this to you, we can offer this to you. And so that's our gift to the community. So here we're bringing it together for our very first ever Pueblo Nerve Project, and we're very excited to have our participants that are here today. So I am a big component of the movement aspect. So that's what I do in my everyday life here at the clinic. So corrective exercise, active recovery, and then nutritional advancement. So that's what we do here. And so the movement aspect is very minimal when we're talking about the Pueblo Nerve Project. It is 12 weeks long. It is 4 days a week. You will be here anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes on average when you come in. We'll have different time slots for people to be able to come in that will accommodate whether you're a late morning person or an after work person. And when you come in, you're going to do these modalities that are super simple. You're going to get on the Beamer device. You're going to do a couple of simple movements with the hands, with the feet. So things that even we can do seated, where we're pumping through the heels, or through the ankles, I'm sorry, from toes to heels, making sure that we're getting full ranges of motion. We're going to do some measurements. We have baseline testing. Kathleen's already gone through our baseline testing, very simple procedure, just so that every 3 weeks, we're going to baseline test you again. And we're going to be able to showcase through very tangible feedback your improvement, which is also exciting. And so that movement component, we know that circulation of the oxygen through the muscles is going to help lay a foundation for anything that we need to heal up in our bodies. And if we don't have proper circulation, that proper movement, getting to those areas that we need to heal, it's just going to be stagnation, right? So the simple movements, most people, when we talk about neuropathy, a lot of it is the feet and the ankles, but definitely some of the hands and the wrists as well. So we're just going to show you some very basic things that you can do, and you're going to be doing them when you come in. We'll have you doing those movements every time. A couple of quick movements that you can do at home, as well as when you come in for your treatments. So the idea of this is that you're going to come in and we're going to do every part of the program. If you did nothing else on your own time, you would still be getting the full benefits of the program. That's the idea. But of course, after you learn the movements, then you can do those on your own. So for example, one of the easiest ones for our hands is we just interlace our fingers. You guys can do this with me if you want to. You just interlace your fingers and you move your hands back and forth. You think about the range of motion of the wrists, and you think about just this nice supple joints. Some people, this is impossible to do. Some people, you'll find limited ranges of motion, or you'll find some pain. But in a lot of people, this feels really nice, or it feels like it's the right kind of movement to do. Now, I always say, go ahead and interlace the weird way. So take your thumb over the other side. Yep. And so then you interlace your fingers again the other way. So thinking about movement like this, super simple, right? This is what the movement component is going to entail, is things that are as simple as moving the wrist. You can do it from a seated position, standing position, even in them. So the movement component is, I don't want anybody to be worried about that. That usually is the biggest thing that people fear. I won't be able to do that movement, because generally we end up in the state we are with neuropathy because the pain impedes movement. The movement creates more pain, right? So we're going to break that pain cycle so you guys can move again. All right. So that is just a brief intro and about the movement portion. So we'll have Dr. Donna Hinders come up. And then what I'll do is, now I'm going to make you a host. And then you should be able to share.
Your screen? Yeah. Okay, there it
There we go. And you're unmuted, so we should be able to hear through your computer. I have Lindsay
right.
helping me with this earlier. Oh, and here, we can move this a little bit more. Can everybody see that now? Yeah, okay.
All right, thank you all for being here. I'm Dr. Donna Hinders, for those who don't know me. And this is my 40th year of drugless therapeutics, so now I'm officially an old timer. So I want to thank Rachel for all her work on putting this together, because it's definitely a gift to the community, so thank you, Rachel. So we're going to talk about the different elements, and I'm going to talk about the BEMER, which Rachel mentioned. So BEMER stands for Bioelectric Magnetic Energy Regulation. I had to write it down because who could remember that? So this is a very brief overview, because I have 10 minutes to do. This is a 30-minute presentation from the company. So, and there's a lot of really cool stuff in here. So if you want to see the whole presentation, they do it Tuesday, the first and third Tuesday, so you won't miss a thing. So I've been diving more deeply into the BEMER in the last several months. I use it in my practice, but I didn't fully understand the immense power of the BEMER, and now I do. So two things to remember about the BEMER. It balances your nervous system. It takes you out of fight or flight and into rest, digest, healing, and repair. You probably know that you can't heal if you're in fight or flight. So that's such a critical thing. And most people notice when they get on the BEMER, they're more relaxed. And then the other thing is enhancing microcirculation, which we'll get into in more detail in a moment. But don't you think that if you take yourself out of stress mode into healing mode and enhance your circulation so that you get oxygen and nutrients to the tissues and remove toxins, that might have a beneficial effect on your health? Thinking so. So I apologize, I'm going to race through these. The obligatory disclaimer. None of these statements are approved by the FDA. Yay. They're not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease. You're supposed to see your healthcare professional before you start anything that you know to be good for you. What is BEMER? It is a patented medical device that enhances local blood flow, fitness and vitality, and supports healthy aging. Ooh, I'm on board for that. So we're skipping this. Okay. So probably no surprise to anybody in the room that we're in a sorry state of health in America. We sit more than we ever have. Most Americans are sleep deprived, which affects your brain and your whole nervous system and every aspect of physiology. And you take lots and lots and lots of drugs. Americans spend more on medication than do all the people of Japan, Germany, France, Italy, Spain, the United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, Mexico, Brazil, and Argentina combined.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot of drugs. How's it doing for our health? Not so good. We rank last of all developed nations. Spend the most for the worst outcomes. Something's missing here. Okay. The most important thing is we have multiple international patents. Professional athletes use it, it's used worldwide. And NASA and Beamer had a collaboration from 2015 to 2021 because NASA wanted a device that actually worked to help overcome the effects of not having gravity. And they were very pleased with the results.
Then she'll be like an astronaut.
Yeah. I'm already there. Okay, so there's lots and lots of published studies on the Beamer. So you can go to pubmed.gov, type in Beamer therapy, and also google.scholar. If you type in other devices, you're not going to find them because the research 98% is done on the Beamer. Because
And
guess
we
what?
have that link to on our website as well.
Well, yeah, there's really cool stuff in here, but we don't have time for all this. So 74% of all the blood vessels in our body are the micro vessels. So the micro vessels are smaller than the diameter of a human hair. The capillaries, one red blood cell can get through if it folds itself. And red blood cells are kind of tiny. So 74,000 miles of that microcirculation. The heart can't do that. The heart pumps the blood to the arteries, through the arteries. But it depends on the local regulatory blood flow of the microvessels, the musculature around the microvessels to move the blood. So this is just a diagram, but you see how that muscle contraction and expansion moves the blood. That's what moves the blood to our tissues. Okay, so we're going to watch this video, but when I was practicing, I kept forgetting this piece. So you're going to see the blood flow, but that oscillation that you saw in those blood vessels in a healthy person happens 2 to 3 times per minute. In the elderly or unhealthy people, it's 2 to 3 times every 5 to 10 minutes. Any wonder why we're having issues? All right.
How does it work?
Can you hear us?
Folks, Beamer stimulates muscles. The pulse electromagnetic field from Beamer moves through the area being treated, stimulates the tissues and the cells that the pulse electromagnetic field interacts with. The effect extends through the tissue into the vessels, as you can see on the screen here, supporting healthy local circulation where the field is applied. In addition, Beamer inductively stimulates your muscles in order to increase blood flow and optimize muscle performance, as well as supporting recovery. I want to take a look here at this intravital microscopy video. This is the local microcirculation of a male who's been under chronic stress. And what we're seeing here is a zoomed in view of a local area of microcirculatory vessels. And on the left side of the screen, you're looking at an arteriole that's vertically orientated, and on the right, also oriented vertically, is a venule. A small vessel that is branched off horizontally on the left is a capillary. Arterioles are responsible for bringing oxygen-rich blood into the capillaries, which then deliver the blood and its components to the cells, which are vital for these cells to function. You can see the blood flowing clearly in all the vessels here observed, but the little capillary is not being adequately perfused with blood. Therefore, the cells do not get what they need to work properly. You're going to see here also that there's no vascular movements or oscillations occurring with the arteriole on the left side, which should be. In addition, there's restricted blood flow.
I realize I go there to get a point on the
Next return. Too much of this going on, and you're going to feel tired, you're going to feel sluggish, maybe even experiencing cold hands, cold feet. But one thing's for sure, poor blood flow can be the precursor to many issues that people experience every day, and they don't even know it. Let's take a look here at what happens to the Beamer after it was only turned on for 3 minutes of treatment. You'll already start to see this increase in blood flow. You can see the capillary open up. There's an increased arterial flow. And what you can also see is this increased venular flow, returning carbon dioxide back to the lungs and clearing out the waste products from our body. Here we are after 6 minutes of beamer use. I want you to pay special attention to the right side.
The sessions are 8
Let's
minutes.
rolling over the endothelial walls of the vascular lumen. Think of it. It's like the cops or the police being out on the streets patrolling and protecting you. That's your mobile immune system. When your blood is flowing, when it's moving, your immune system is more vital. If your blood is not functionally flowing, you can't possibly have a high functioning immune system. Therefore, you're not protected. You can think about it this way. If you're perfused, you're protected.
So this is actually was developed as a home medical device, so 8 minutes twice a day. With the Pueblo Nerve Project, you're going to get 4 times a week. And most of the studies that were done on the beamer, they weren't 8 minutes twice a day. They were several times a week and still had dramatic benefits. You just ongoingly, you want to do it twice a day to maintain your circulation. Okay, so I want to show you this comparative study. So you see the top line, I don't know if you can tell, it's orange. That's the beamer. Along this side is the percentage of oxygen. And then there's 4 other devices down below. And then it's days, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 days. So you can see that the beamer increases oxygen almost 30%. The other devices don't even get up to 10%, 12%. And then when they turn the devices off, the other devices just go back to 0. And the beamer, after 24 hours off, is still higher than all the other devices.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Mhm.
And one of those other devices costs $40,000.
Whoa.
And one of my colleagues bought one. I'm like, okay. Be okay if it worked, but it doesn't like works temporarily. It does work temporarily. So this is the computer. It's called the V-Box Evo. And then this is the mat that you lie on. That's called the B-Body. And then we have the targeted, it's called the applicators. So there's a B-Spot and then the B-Pad that you can put on areas of pain, or if you're sick, you can put it over your thymus. So that's very wonderful. And then the Beamer Special Program helps you relax so you get better sleep. Okay. So if you're going to purchase this, which is recommended, it's $54.90. That gives you all the components seen there. And then you can also purchase the light set, which is an additional charge. And there's financing available. Lots of athletes. And the last thing I want to tell you about is the equine set, which is really cool. It came out of the NASA collaboration. So it's a wearable device. It's got the computer and battery built into the blanket. And then you can see the applicators on the horse's feet. So that's the Beamer.
And so everybody will have the beamer 4 days a week. And again, we have programmed in that, knowing that some people are gonna miss some days here and there. There's gonna be vacation days, sick days, yada, yada, but you're getting the beamer 4 days a week in the Pueblo Nerve Project for the 12 weeks.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo. Thank you, Donna.
There you go. Oh, sorry. I think so.
And then,
Is Chandra next?
yes. So then I'll have you,
Yeah.
you need to put your,
Oh, sorry.
your,
Use it.
Again?
oh, yeah. I thought that you already did. We're figuring this out.
Can tap you and it'll make it big instead.
It's usually,
Hard to hear it. But it's going.
And I don't. Kathleen, can you see us on?
Yeah, I can
you
see just
us?
fine.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, everything's
Thank
fine.
you.
Chandra.
Perfect. Okay, well, I'm Chandra McComb. Got to meet those of you I haven't met before. A nurse that is very blessed to get to work with Fit Instincts. So my disclosure is I am affiliated with Fit Instincts, and my company is the one providing the intramuscular supplement side of the Pueblo Nerve Project. So we're going to discuss here and go through the components that are in the intramuscular supplement side of that. And for those of you who don't know, it would be just a shot. For our basic, okay, I gotta get a shot. So that's what it would be, just probably in the hip or gluteus, not your butt. So this is an example of what you would be getting here. So let's go through each of the components there. And then as needed at the end, all the references would be able to be either identified through questions or typing in on Zoom, or you can go to fitinstincts.com and connect through those two. So our B vitamins, there are lots of heightened awareness in our lifestyle today of like B12, and with good reason. It affects energy and fatigue, and facilitates iron production, just to name a few of the small things. Specifically here, we're going to look at how it targets nerve production. Excuse me, highlighting how it decreases our nerve inflammation. So our modality of the how of it, like the mechanism of action, is super important to know, like how is it affecting our bodies and the why. So we're just going to get a touch into each of those, and we don't even totally understand. Oftentimes I'll be addressing some studies and stuff, but we only believe it once the studies say it. But all these things that people have been using for years, and the natural sides of things, because you see results. You don't often know how or why, which is neat to know, because then we can focus use it, like we're pulling all these together, but oftentimes we don't know. But B12 in particular, as well as the rest of the Bs, have an important role in nerve repair and the myelination, which makes it super smooth and able to move along and send the impulses correctly, for that summary there. So also in the B complex are the B1, our thiamine, B6, B3, B2, and B5, which are all very important to our DNA and RNA health, metabolism, and immunity. Multiple studies have shown improved sensory nerve conduction, so being able to send one little notation through a nerve down to the next, which consequently will affect the signs and symptoms of that surrounding pain and neuropathy. Next is glutathione. It is an astounding antioxidant. It's created by and used for our liver, by the liver. Society is finding toxicity is a major component of majority of issues, health issues, inflammatory problems and responses, and all those complicating concerns that go and affect, all these domino effects. So assisting this critical organ in cleaning our systems is a huge boost to our foundational health and ability to use the rest of the good things we're giving it. Magnesium, indicated here for this purpose, due to the large number of randomized controlled studies that have been done showing this sort of fancy, there's a receptor called the NMDA receptor, and magnesium goes in and blocks that. And so what it does, it has high involvement affecting the central and peripheral nervous systems. And that is a key response, key receptor in our pain transduction. So when our body says, hey, something's going wrong, and it's like, I need something, and then it converts it into pain. That's what that transduction does. And so instead of allowing that to go through, it says, hey, here's what you actually need. And so that's how that affects. Most humans are chronically low in this trace mineral. There's lots of benefits to our salt baths and all this stuff, because your skin's your biggest organ. So it's another way you could be adding at home in your, those of you in the project, that you could just add in your magnesium in. So I'm gonna pause here before we get to the last of the supplements. There's 4 different words I wanna focus on: dose, method, duration, and community. So dose, you may know the phrase, the dose makes the poison. So the correct amount matters. We want the correct amount in and we need the correct amount out. So all these toxins, we need that out and we need the right doses in. Lots of the studies are showing, thiamine specifically at low doses, you weren't getting the same response that you were with the higher doses, which makes obvious sense. It just, we accept it more once we see it. And the same with the glutathione to get it out. Now, the lovely thing about majority of supplements are, I don't know about majority, that's beyond my knowledge base. So that's where you come in. So lots of the, like, especially your Bs and some of our vitamins there are water soluble. So our body can regulate what they need and how long to keep it and things like that. So method, how are we getting it? The route, which is where the intramuscular is nice because you're bypassing your gut. You're able to get over 99% of what you're taking in so that you're able to use it all instead of, well, you have poor gut health or it was poor quality or something like that. Duration. You guys have been down. I have been down a long time. It took a long time to get there. It's not going to come up quick. It's going to take a long time to get up there too. So consequently, we need to continue something longer rather than a 3-week program. We're doing a 3-month program. So that is, especially with anything natural, the correct way. Same with relationships, right? Anything natural takes longer and you get more thorough results. Last word, the community. It is everything together, that movement, the beamer, all these things that have shown like, oh, this is great, this is great. Well, then we need them together. So here we are, right? So that's what is so exciting about this project. So moving on to vitamin D, which I did not get out. Many recent studies have high interest in vitamin D dosing and levels through COVID and through everything with immunity, with chronic pain. There's lots of interest in focus studies there. Scientists are unsure how, but there has been for sure an association established with our vitamin D levels and the inflammatory cytokines. So inflammation directly relates to pain, as we talked about earlier, discomfort, and decreased blood flow. Many studies are showing decreased pain and all those affected symptoms around it with the vitamin D. And zinc, another micronutrient with super widespread negative effects in its deficiency. So if you're lacking in it, it affects so many things. What did you say earlier? How many?
450 enzymatic reactions.
So when you have what you need your zinc, because it causes all these reactions that then get, ta-da, here's your health or how it's functioning smoothly. Low levels largely affect your immunity, contribute to cell death, which is your DNA damage, and positive, like our replenished amounts, affect cell growth and decreasing your oxidative stress. It is super anti-inflammatory, is another easy way to say that. And it interacts at that cellular level, the enzymatic level, for a multitude of ways to have your optimum function of your body. So all these combined in an intramuscular injection, facilitating you on your journey to increased health, leading to decreased pain and increased quality of life.
And with the Pueblo Nerve Project, you'll be getting an IM injection twice a month. So you'll end up getting 6 of those throughout the course of the 12-week treatment. If for some reason you missed on a day that Chandra is going to be here, it is vital. This is definitely one of those vitals, so we'll get you rescheduled. But essentially, she's going to be here on the 1st and 3rd Tuesday. Did I say it right?
I think so.
Yeah, 1st and 3rd Tuesday of every month to be administering those. And even if you're not part of the Pueblo Nerve Project, she's here.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah. And then we'll have Dr. Amber Golshani.
I know, I got my bag.
Next.
Everybody has their bags.
I know what that's too.
Yeah, yeah.
My name is Dr. Amber Golshani. I am a naturopathic doctor. And I make a traditional cold remedy that's called fire cider. So I didn't invent the name fire cider. This is something people have been doing at home for themselves and their families for a long time. And what we have is an apple cider vinegar that is infused with healing herbs, fruits, roots, and spices. So I have a little visual here that my daughter made. And so it's after it sits for a month, I strain it and add some local honey to add a little sweetness and help balance out some of the pungency of the herbs and the spices that are in there. Now, why, I don't know, have you all heard of it? Apple cider vinegar is kind of having a resurgence right now. It's very popular, everybody's using it. As Shauna kind of alluded to, I'm sorry, Chandra.
Not the only one.
Our digestion probably has the biggest impact on the entire rest of our health. If we cannot absorb the nutrients from the foods that we are eating, then every other piece, thank you, of your body is affected because you're not getting the nutrients you need. So something like intramuscular injections helps to bypass that for people that have really weakened digestive systems. But that, if we want to try to help the overall person, which is what all of these modalities in this project are doing, because like Rachel said, you know, the fundamental belief of fit instincts and as a naturopathic doctor is that our bodies know how to heal themselves. And so can we give our digestive system a little stimulus so that it gets the nutrients it needs and starts to work better on its own? And that's what fire cider can do for you. Now, you know, down the line from there, so primarily action is on the digestive system. So people gas, bloating, burping, farting, pain to slow elimination to fast elimination. This can help all of that. And people sometimes say our dominant medical system is so used to like, take this for that, like how can this help with, for example, constipation and diarrhea? Well, this is helping your body find the balance of those things. And from there, so I recommend taking this before your meals. A little bit goes a long way. It's vinegar, it's a concentrate. So I usually recommend a small amount, about a teaspoon, and then to always dilute it. Water is perfectly fine. You can use a juice if you want. In the winter, I like to drink it in warm water. But when you take that before your meals, you will not only have much smoother, easier digestion, not only will you get the nutrients that are in each one of these that are from the fruits and vegetables and herbs that are infused in there, but you're going to break down and absorb the nutrients from your meal better. And so my clients report they have a better immune system. They don't get sick as often. They have better metabolism and blood sugar balance. And all of this, all of those down the stream, if those are not in good health, can lead to more inflammation. And inflammation is the precursor to pain. So most of our immune system is actually found in our digestive system. And I mean, modern society, we live very different than how our ancestors did. But I think one of the biggest changes has been in the quality and the types of food that we eat. And a lot of the things that we eat now, maybe our bodies don't even recognize as food. And I had one professor, one teacher who said that like the obesity epidemic, if you will, it's not really about too many, we're not moving enough or too many calories, but more that it's an inflammatory response of the body to eating things that the body doesn't even know is food. Wow. And so your body has this whole dysregulated response, and then fat accumulates, but that of course then causes more inflammation, and it can be this vicious cycle. Anyway, so I brought these little cups so that we could sample if you wanted. Oh, I've got herbs in them. Sorry. Is anybody feeling great? We can add a little water. Okay, yeah. Great. So I have a couple of different varieties. So this is the basic formula, as you saw here, the Pueblo chili, garlic, onion, horseradish, ginger, with apple cider vinegar and the honey. And then, so every one of my formulas contains that. and I'll just pass this around. So these are my different varieties. And I brought 2 to sample because that's what I had at home. So we can try them all. So who's gonna try this on hand here, hand here? We'll just pour for everybody.
And these can also be found online at Fit Instincts, and there's a link from our page over to Dr. Amber's page that talks about each one of the
Different
flavors.
formulas.
Yeah.
So
Which one we bought?
No, we bought
Oh,
some.
yeah.
I
Great.
don't remember which one.
I'm trying to remember which one. So this is my bestseller and I call it turmeric gold. I have 2 different types of turmeric in here. And I believe to be probably the freshest, best quality turmeric that you can get from a small family-owned farm in Hawaii. So the Big Island with its volcanic, very mineral-rich soil, and she digs them out and puts them overnight in the mail to me. So they're pretty much as fresh as you can get. This variety, like I said, it's my bestseller. I have had people, I have one lady this summer at the farmer's market, and she was taking like 6 Tylenol a day. Not good, don't recommend, very bad for the rest of your body, but she was in so much pain. It was more arthritic type of pain, if I remember correctly, but she came back 3 weeks later and she said, I'm not taking that anymore. And she bought, she's been a customer ever since. So turmeric gold, really great for pain, inflammation. Rachel, maybe do you want to fill up a cup and then we can add from there a little bit of water?
Is that how you recommend taking it at home? It's with water, like not straight?
Yeah, definitely not with diluted. Some people are concerned about erosion of enamel from taking something this acidic.
Oh.
And while our stomach is very acidic, more acidic than vinegar, our esophagus isn't necessarily in our mouth. So, I mean, I know some people definitely do just shoot it down straight, but I recommend diluting it. And you can see that really nice yellow color. So if you can't take it before each meal, then I say 1 tablespoon a day, before your largest.
Thank you.
If you take, like medication for diabetes, this is so effective at helping with blood sugar that I would recommend you monitor yourself because
This one's not as bad as the
So
other.
no.
Yeah, this one's not as
Yours is
bad
a
as
little
what. From
So
Rachel,
this is,
this one's not bad.
This one is sweetened with pineapple. So this variety has the 2 types of turmeric, more ginger than any of my other varieties because both of them are considered very anti-inflammatory, anti-pain, anti-cancer. But also pineapple is what I use to sweeten. And pineapple itself, I mean, in addition to being lovely and tastes good, and it has its own anti-inflammatory properties. Athletes will use it after they've had a hard workout because it really helps to break down some of the like lactic acid buildup. So that one is naturally sweetened with pineapple. It does not have the honey in it. All the rest of them. I'm sorry?
What's the name of that
That's
one?
the turmeric gold.
Oh, that's the one
I like
right.
talking about. Okay.
And then I also brought, just for sampling, the dandelion detox. And naturopathic, we said the way that we treat our clients is very simple. You give the body what it needs, help it remove the garbage, and stimulate the vital force. And so this is the one that will help your body take out the garbage, take out the waste products. A lot of people see the word detox and they think they're going to be on the toilet or something like that. That's not what this is. Your body is detoxing every single day. Your body already knows what to do. But what we can do with the dandelion leaf and the dandelion root, the cilantro that's in here, is give those organs of elimination more support. So liver, kidney, and colon function, especially with this one. And like I said, now they're all going to help support your digestion. They supply naturally occurring probiotics and prebiotics, which stimulate the immune system. And, even if, like I have another variety that's more geared towards our immune system for colds and flus, but these will all help your immune system too. And if there's ever a time of discomfort, or you feel a cold coming on or a sore throat, you can take this as well, much more frequently and every hour. and to help your body get over it more quickly. I started using this as a gargle too, dilute it. But apple cider vinegar is extremely antimicrobial. And it's been studied for, I mean, effective against like E. coli, Staph aureus, and even the drug-resistant forms of some of the bacteria. So you start feeling a sore throat, you can just dilute this in water, gargle, and then swallow it too.
Yeah.
And you get all those benefits. Would anybody like to try this dandelion one too?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Little cups went out. Jeez.
I've got my own water, so.
Okay.
I'll just put a little water.
There. So this
You want a
one,
little
it
water
has
chaser?
lemon in it, which lemon also helps to support liver function.
So Dr. Amber, can
Yes.
you mix them in a day? I don't remember what
Absolutely.
we bought from you, but these
This
are
is all
anything.
real food.
Like what?
And,
tried that one.
you know, it's a
This
little
one?
different than taking a supplement. Well, I just gave you a lot, sorry.
I need it.
No, because maybe we take too much, maybe we take too
We
much.
didn't.
The serving size, if you're
it's
doing
better
it
when
once a day, is a
someone else served
tablespoon.
Yeah.
And then dilute it, dilute it in as
Was-
much water as you need.
So good.
I mean, it's vinegar, it's strong, for sure.
You like
Yeah.
No, this is not
Thank
even-
you.
This
This is
This is okay.
sort of
Yeah.
an add-on. If you
Yeah.
have any questions, you can let me know or talk to me.
Because I'm the same way, I don't like it.
I
always didn't like.
Yeah, and so, while the Dr. Amber's Fire Cider is not necessarily a part of the Pueblo Nerve Project, it is definitely one of those support systems that is very, very, very easy to add. You know, one bottle is gonna last you a month approximately. And so, it's $32 a bottle. We keep it here at Fit Instinct, so you can add that on, to your treatment protocol. Again, that's one of the add-ons that, we're not gonna be sitting there like forcing a shot down your throat. I might change my mind, but again. And then we've got, Dr. Donna's coming back up one more time to talk about another potential add-on. And then we'll wrap it up. So she'll be talking to us about Juice Plus.
Okay.
Oh, we need to do that again.
We got it. We're good. We can do this. I think you should just be able to.
Oh,
share your screen.
it said host disabled. Oh, no, we didn't. No. Okay, I forgot to pull up my juice plus.
We'll have to do the share screen.
Okay. Okay.
Let me go do a hosting. Oh, is it just share? Or is it down there in the bottom?
Where is yours?
Oh, there it is. Yeah, and then you'll click on which one you want and then you'll share.
Ah, I'll get it yet. Yeah.
I think we're gonna, yep, we did it.
Okay. All right, so I'm talking to you about Juice Plus. And for those of you who are not familiar with Juice Plus, they're plant powders that are potent and proven. 30 years of Juice Plus, 48 peer-reviewed gold standard studies. So I think of Juice Plus as a nutritional seatbelt. I have a question for you. Do seatbelts prevent car accidents?
No.
They help you survive car accidents. That's what Juice Plus does. There is just no way, given the world that we have created, and it's getting worse by the day, that we could eat enough produce, because the produce, where does produce come from? Shipped for hundreds and thousands of miles and picked green, and God knows what kind of chemicals are in there. So I get on a lot of webinars, like primary addiction, probably 10 or 12, 15 a week. I don't know. I don't count them. But every single one that's talking about health is all the toxins, we got to detox. firefighter. And our food supply is getting more and more decimated by the day. So Juice Plus bridges both of those. It's a daily detox, like Dr. Amber said, we detox every day. But we have to have the resources to detox. And if we're completely poisoning ourselves and not giving ourselves the resources to detox, it's not gonna happen. So we live in a time when this book had to be written in defense of food. Yeah, it's one of the few books I read cover to cover. And when I got to the end, he says, take chemicals. I'm like, okay, no. And blue Gatorade is considered a health drink.
Yeah.
Somehow we got off course here. So we know we're unhealthy. Dr. David Katz out of Yale says our children are more harmed by poor diet than by exposure to drugs, alcohol, and tobacco combined. Why don't we feel better? Because we're not eating enough fruits and vegetables. We're not eating enough real food. 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables is a daily requirement, not weekly, not monthly, not yearly, like some people. I know. This is my favorite quote from Dr. Royal Lee. One of the biggest tragedies of human civilization is the precedence of chemical therapy over nutrition. It's a substitution of artificial therapy over natural, poisons over food, in which we are feeding people poisons, trying to correct the reactions of starvation. So environmental toxins are increasing. Glyphosate isn't even on here. I was just listening to another webinar about glyphosate, and that's when the obesity epidemic started, because it destroys the gut. They marketed it as safer than water. Oh, could they be lying? Yeah. So we're exposed to lots and lots and lots and lots of chemicals in all kinds of hair care, skin care, food, water. And then we talked about our food quality. And over 50% of what Americans eat is processed. And you know what that means? They're getting a lot of glyphosate. I just had to take an adult patient off of Cheerios. Do you know that if glyphosate had to be on the label of Cheerios, it would be the #1 ingredient? I have said for years that cereal is not a food. My family was always torqued off of me because they'd come to my house and there was no cereal. It's not food. And our produce has less than 5 to 40% deficient compared to, I don't know, 75 years ago. The news isn't that fruits and vegetables are good for you, it's that they're so good for you, they could save your life. So we've tried to bridge the gap with multiple vitamins. They don't bridge the gap. There's, I don't know, 20 different substances on that multiple vitamin label. And the apple label, that's 250 of the over 10,000 to 12,000 phytonutrients in an apple. If you take 1 or 2 of those things out of an apple, it's not an apple. We gotta have food. And this is not to diminish what you're doing, Chandra. It's a whole different, but well, still need food, right? Yeah.
The bowl is always better than the ice one.
Yeah. So Juice Plus adds a nutrition of over 30 fruits, vegetables, and berries to your diet. It's whole food, harvested at the peak of ripeness. How often do we get vine ripened produce? In the summer, right? This is vine ripe, where the nutrition comes on. And the produce is pulverized, not juice. And it's dried at low temperatures to maintain. So we know that Juice Plus has enzymes in it. If you take a capsule of Juice Plus and empty it into a glass of water and leave it there, it will rot. Food rots. Chemicals don't. And then, so look at that. That's the rainbow of produce that we need. So, and Juice Plus is not designed to replace eating healthy. It's just designed to complement and add to. And we have the plant-based omegas, which are great. Juice Plus is unique. It's a food, not a vitamin. It's NS, and it has a food label, not a supplement label. It's non-GMO, vegan, kosher, dairy, gluten-free, and it's NSF certified. And that's a third-party validation. So every batch of Juice Plus is tested for pesticides and herbicides and molds and heavy metals. And so that's better than organic. I mean, I buy organic produce, but I have no guarantee that there's no chemicals in there because this is the world we live in. And it's the most researched brand name nutritional product in the world. As I said, 48 studies at leading hospitals and universities. These are not podunk universities. These are done all over the world. And the results are amazing. And Dr. Richard Du Bois said, there's nothing else available any place in the world with or without a prescription that has been clinically proven to do what Juice Plus has been proven to do. Improves cardiovascular wellness, supports the immune system, improves gum health, reduces oxidative stress, reduces inflammation, protects DNA, makes our skin healthier, our lungs healthier, reduces insulin resistance. This is what would happen if you added 30 different fruits, vegetables, and berries to your diet every day. That was fine, right? It's not like Juice Plus is magic. It's only magic because we don't have access to all that. So, and then we have the family health study. This company is incredible. So for every adult, one child can eat for free. It used to be 4 to 15. Then they went 4 to 18. Now it's from age 4 to the 26th birthday. Free Juice Plus, as long as the adult sponsor. And look at the changes. This is our survey. This is not an action, it's a survey study. 61% eating more fruits and vegetables, 71% consuming less fast food and soft drinks, 66% less doctor visits, yay, and 56% taking less prescription drugs. This is huge. Because a decade ago, 20% increase per year for kids on drugs, and I'm sure it's more now. I mean, look at all the vaccines, the most hideous drugs of all. So that's amazing. And so we just needed the potent plant powders and Juice Plus to bridge the gap. Because we created a world that was not conducive to good health if you don't have what you need to detox and nourish. And it's so affordable. $2.67 a day for the trio. So the full rainbow. I just had a patient say, there's no way I could ever afford Juice Plus. He didn't ask me how much it cost. And then the next visit, he's like, yeah, I took $300 to Cripple Creek. Really? Because that's a year's worth of Juice Plus. Just saying. And then we have our Tower Garden. Jerry's really good with Tower Garden. I need to get on that page because they say you don't have to be, I mean, I have a black thumb. They say you don't have to have a green thumb to use a Tower Garden. So
Right.
98% less water, 90% less space, 30% more yield, and it grows 3 times as fast. So pretty cool. So this is your opportunity for a fresh start. Every new day comes with a big old reset button. Here's yours. So this is an add-on to the Pueblo Nerve Project. So I invite you to consider adding Juice Plus to your health regimen.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so I need to do my thing and turn off the sound. Okay.
Well, thank you guys. You have to turn to that side.
There you go. Sorry. It's like a 7th grade Chem Ed class. Safety class. So that concludes all of the components. So if there was any confusion, the components of the Pueblo Nerve Project is the PEMF Beamer device, which you get on for 4 days a week. Then you will also have the movement portion of it, which is 4 days a week. And then twice a month, you'll have the IM injection with Chandra. Now the add-ons of being the Dr. Amber's Fire Cider and the Juice Plus are the other nutritional components, because as we've talked about, every single one of us here practices and preaches that whole food nutrition is our best nutrition. We have challenges within our society that gives us the most potent in our nutrients and vitamins. So we are doing a supplementation with the IM. So to make sure that your body is getting some of these nutrients that have been studied for a very long time, specifically with neuropathy and with nerve pain. So that's why we're doing this combination of everything, and then you can have these additional add-on components, which will only help all facets of life, not only just what you're doing here in the Pueblo Nerve Project, but just in your everyday. We were just talking about too, if you're feeling a little under the weather, you can just start upping that fire cider, upping the Juice Plus, which I was reminded of today again, which is always good that we have these reminders, like, oh yeah, that's right, I can take more Juice Plus in a day, when I'm fighting something.
I was thinking of her, I saw the 4-ounce bottles, I'm like, oh, that's perfect purse size, and then you just have a little shot, gargle, like, you know.
Yes, there's purse size
Oh,
bottles
yeah,
of fire cider, 4-ounce bottles, that's such a great, thought process, so.
Sorry, Dennis.
No, no. But yeah, so again, I feel like my main component of it, the movement component, is such a small part, but really what we're doing is we're helping you to get that movement back, because that's usually where we start seeing the body deteriorate, is when we can't do those quality of life things anymore. So again, we're gonna be working on balance, we're gonna be working on just overall range of motion, flexibility, strength, things so that you can keep doing what it is that you want to do. So you can go on Disney vacations, and you can go out in your garden, and you can go on walks around the neighborhood and play with grandkids and play with kids, and just feel really good and revitalized. This is what it's all about. It's quality of life. It's not, and this is the foundation right here. This is going to jumpstart you, and then this is going to change your whole outlook on life and how you wake up every day and you take care of yourself first in order to take care of other things and other people. Yeah, so this is it. I mean, your question to yourself is, what does quality of life cost to me? What's the price tag on it? We spend a lot of money on health insurance every year. We spend a lot of money on deductibles. We spend a lot of money on things that may or may not work. And this is not a cheap program. It's $1,500. It's a $500 deposit. And then we can do a payment plan throughout the rest of the 3 months. But we know that if you are serious about it, if you've gotten to your end and you're ready to feel better, that's not even a deductible in this day and age, right? So, so we welcome you. If you know anybody else that you think could benefit from this, we are going to be taking a whole bunch of data along the way. We are documenting this in a way that then can be published later on. So there's a very specific way that we're doing all this, and you guys get to be at the cutting edge, the forefront of this. And then it's your benefits and your testimonies and our data from this study that's going to help more and more people. And this is it. I mean, this is to help hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people, by just showcasing some of these very simple things. So I want to open it up if anybody has any questions. We do have a ton of information that can also go out via email. And Kathleen, online, we have your email as well. So I know this was kind of just a brief informative session. Yeah, exactly. Just get in there. So if anybody has any other follow-up questions, we welcome you to. And Kathleen, we've got the volume up if you want to unmute yourself and if you have any questions.
Can we sign up on your website?
Yes.
Is that how we
So,
do it?
yep, if you go to fitinstincts.com, there's under the tab Restore Your Health is Pueblo Nerve Project. All of this information, a lot of this information is here. You can sign up. You can pay for the program in full right from the website, or you can give me a call or email me if you want to set up a payment plan. That's totally fine. $500 will reserve your spot, and then like I said, the rest of it can be paid off throughout the duration of the 3 months. Now, we are targeting peripheral neuropathy specifically, but if you know of anybody with nerve pain, somebody who's going to be healing up from a surgery, somebody who, unfortunately, I was just thinking about Missy's father, who has just gone through a traumatic accident, things that people need to heal up from, this is all something that can help them as well. So while our research and our studies are based around nerve pain, whenever we have any kind of trauma to the body, the nerves are incorporated with that, so.
Is that, Beamer, would you concentrate if you have, what, you concentrate there or would you concentrate it on somewhere else?
Well, you lay on the pad, so that's the full body, and then you can use the applicator. You can see what works best for you. You can put it around your feet, you can put it between your legs, you can put it over, so you can see what has the most impact for you, but there's different ways to do that.
Mine's not so much painful as it is just numb.
Yeah,
Right.
well, the circulation will no doubt help that.
And, the, I don't know what you call it, the pad right behind you has the most veins, those little veins, so it is the numbest from the whole foot. I have some on the side, but that.
I would start with the pad.
That's generally what we've been doing, is we've been doing for people with any kind of neuropathy or pain, it'll go right around that area.
How long would you leave that? 8 minutes?
See, Lindsay does that with Rachel and with her neuromuscular problem, like she's fine, I mean, she can actually feel the blood moving through her fingers.
Something she hasn't felt in.
No, and through her
Years.
toes, and she can actually feel
Yeah.
it, and this is our daughter that comes to Rachel all the time, so, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, the first time she went on that, she was like, ah, I can feel things happening in my feet, which
Yeah.
was incredible. I mean, that was kind of, she also helps spark this whole project, was just being able to feel that circulation, that microcirculation. And of course, when we don't have feeling, our balance is compensated greatly. That's why that's one of our key components, is testing on balance and watching that progress.
That's why you're here.
Yeah, yep.
Did you use that on me when I came in for my neck and stuff?
Mhm.
Did you use the Beamer?
Mhm.
Is it like make it sore afterwards? Is it kind of like stressed?
It can.
Well,
It can if you're not hydrated enough.
The thing,
Yeah.
thing that I
that's a big
noticed
thing, is the hydration,
that didn't really have, I thought, have a lot to do with the massage part of it.
Mhm.
Was it across my shoulders, like on the back? Kind of hurt, like I'd been working out or something. But I
that
got
probably
to-
was the
but
trigger point for me.
You ran it
Yeah.
across.
No, I put it on your feet.
You didn't do it on my, across, okay.
No, that
did
was the
something
trigger
else.
point, so that was the manual manipulation.
All right.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I have to get my kiddo from soccer.
Oh,
Thank you.
I have
Thank you
a
so
couple of
much.
cards here, if anybody has questions, and
Thank you all.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
Bye, Amber.
So you said in April you're gonna start?
Yes, second week of April. So we will start the second week of April. What comes next is, if you have signed up, so we'll have to get you in for your baseline assessment testing. That will, and then Kathleen's already done her baseline assessment, so, we'll have a couple of those to schedule, and then that way we'll have all of that gathered, we'll have everything ready for, research, studies, and data.
Oh.
Oh, that's okay. And then that way we can get started the very second week. So it'll be that Monday, and I don't know what day of the week that is, or date that is. It's a
First
Monday,
week
the
of-
second
Oh, the
week.
second week in April?
Would that be the 8th, 7th?
No,
6th, 7th, 8th. I think it's the 8th.
I think it's the 8th. So April 8th,
Yep.
we will start our program. And again, we'll have 2 chunks of time. We'll have a late morning time that you can sign up for, or you can sign up for that after work time. And it'll be a 2-hour window, depending on how many people, we will try and have you come in kind of like the same time every day, just so that it's part of the routine and it makes it really simple, super simple, so.
will you do another program after that one?
We will, yep, yes. So we plan on being able to host this 3 times a year, realistically. That'll give us a little bit of downtime to get everything gathered from the one project and then lead into the next one, so.
if you take the people that started for, do they get a different level then for the second, or do they just continue with with the same type?
Oh, it would be doing it again, yeah,
Just
so
doing
if
the same.
somebody, but that's okay, so like with the Beamer, for instance, there's different intensity levels with that, and we're gonna start people on the lowest intensity level and then work them up throughout the weeks. So if, say, for instance, Dennis, you wanted to do it again, we would just start you on that intensity level that you stop. Or buy a Beamer for your home, and then, well, the idea is
Yeah.
that, then if you had it at your house, you could do that twice a day, every day, you could still come in twice a month for the IM injections, and you'll already know the movements to do, and by that time, you'll already be moving better. So really, the concept is to graduate to where you don't have to come in 4 days a week with us. You can do a big part of it at home, come in for the nutritional aspect, if you're doing the Juice Plus or the Dr. Amber's Fireside, those are all also good supplementation, not supplementation, but additions. Yeah, so
Is Lindsay on a more advanced Beamer setting
with
from
that,
when she came in, Lindsay?
yep, so people progress as safe for their body to tolerate. Again, really, if you're not hydrated, that's really the biggest drawback is when you get that micro.
Trying to think of your blood flowing and it doesn't have the stuff to help it flow.
Right,
So,
yeah.
so it's just sort of like, okay, I hear it, I wanna go now, I'm all energized, but it can't go.
Yeah.
And your body will tell us. I have a patient that, I mean, she's had to go at the lowest and then up and then back down and because her body's maximally detox, which you want. But we gotta make it so your body can tolerate it too,
Right.
so your body will always tell us.
And I almost forgot, so thank you. So Chandra will be here tomorrow, doing she's here now, the first and third Tuesday of every month at Fit Instincts. So she's got the Pueblo Nerve Project cocktail all mixed up and ready to go. So if anybody wants to try it tomorrow and or any other things that that she offers, you can. So if you want
to the Beamer, you said.
yes, oh, and the big, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting everything. Yeah, I don't have my notes in front of me now. I'm like, oh, I could just finish this off. So yeah, and if you wanted to try the Beamer and we can get you on it again where you're not getting some other modalities and you could just feel the Beamer, please come in tomorrow. I do prefer if you can make an appointment. You can do that online. Underneath Restore Your Health, it says PEMF. You can click on that and you can make an appointment for tomorrow. Or you can just contact me directly. So we can do that, or we can schedule it to right now, today, so yeah, so you can come in tomorrow, try out the Beamer, you can come in tomorrow, and you can get your, Pueblo Nerve
Injection
Project
and/or fluids.
injection. Yeah, you could also get fluids with it as well, because Chandra will be all set up for that, so. Any other questions?
I just have a comment about the Beamer. When Donna had me try it the first time, she had me look at my tongue, and, you know, and those veins, you know, that are all purple and then she put me on the Beamer and then we looked at it again and the veins were, you know, they were purple. And,
Really?
yeah, it was just amazing. It was shocking to me.
Yeah, it's
So
one of
it's
the
like-
easiest ways to see
It's so-
blood
yeah.
flow and the perfusion.
Uh-huh,
Is under the tongue. So I've been taking pictures of people's open mouths
yeah.
before and after. And it's drastically different
Uh-huh.
before and after. So.
Yeah, it's amazing. So it's good to have that proof, you know?
Right, you can't,
Yeah.
most people are not like Lindsay that feel it.
Yes.
Most people don't feel it. because They
Yeah.
sometimes do in higher dose.
And we've had a lot of people come in, I shouldn't say a lot, but the majority of people who are coming in here are already more in tune with their body, I think.
Yeah.
And so we
Sure,
do have some
yeah.
people, and I don't try not to like say anything, I'm just like, you might feel something, you might not feel anything at all, but just, you know, go into your body, see what's happening. And most of the time people, even if they just say, wow, it just feels so calm. I feel so relaxed. I'm like, perfect.
That
Yeah.
patient that's detoxing, she goes, no, I didn't notice anything. I'm just really calm and relaxed and stuff good. I'm like,
one of the best things about the Pueblo Nerve Project is that's your side effects are gonna be better sleep, better nutritional absorption, better mood, calmer, less stress, less anxiety, but then overall, obviously, we're targeting pain, so decreased pain overall, increased improved balance and circulation. And those are the side effects we're looking for, right? We don't need a whole list of medical side effects and try to treat each one of those. We don't have to treat those, because those are gonna be the bonus. Yeah. Thanks for your questions. Anything else? All right.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
and if
you.
anybody wants to sign up tomorrow for an IM injection or to try out the Beamer, we can actually get you scheduled right here.
Okay.
You want to take it? Okay. I threw mine away.
Because we have a.
And thank you,
comment.
Kathleen, for joining. If you want to come in tomorrow, I'm sure you heard that, but if you want to schedule, you can reach out to me.
No, actually, I'm good. You know, I've got a very long day at work tomorrow.
Okay,
Thank
So,
you guys.
all right.
Thank
yeah.
Thanks for
Okay.
coming.
So,
Well, very good.
doing this from home. Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. And then
All
I'll
right.
reach back out via email and we'll
All right.
see where you're at.
All right, thanks. All right, see you, bye.
Thank you. Bye.